When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most effective tactic available. You want to know the meta. The meta controls everything. It determines what will and will not happen. Knowing the meta will alter your views, make you question your reality. It might even make you laugh. And now, you're part of it. You're watching The Meta Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Meta Show. I am Brisc Rubal. I am alongside Mark Resurrectus. Today is April the 29th, 2023. Not only is it April the 29th, it is also John Bellicose Day, and we are live coming to you right now from FTechN in Pure Blind, where we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of John Bellicose Day here with our fellow friends in the Brave Coalition. Mark, have you ever done the John Bellicose Day thing?
Brisc, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
All right, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, here it is. So John Bellicose was a member of Brave Coalition, Brave Newbies. He committed suicide 10 years ago. And every year, Brave, as a reminder to the community of the loss of that member, as well as a reminder to everyone out there to broadcast for reps if you need them, host John Bellicose Day. John's mom, Ma Bellicose, is still a Brave member. She makes great cookies. She's always at FanFest. And he and other members of the family have been a part of EVE for a long time. And this is a thing that we do every year to remember him. So if you want to join us, come out to the Memorial Astrohoose in FTechN right now, shoot some fireworks, light a signo or two, join me, CCP Swift, and a whole cast of thousands as we celebrate John Bellicose Day. So that's the first thing that's happening. The second thing is happening is not much. Is there anything going on, Mark? I don't even know. Like, has there been anything this week?
Anything going on this week? Nothing of note. Nothing unusual. Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, just kind of a quiet week. No unusual, developments. Nothing that worth talking about, really. I don't think.
Okay. Well, we'll have to. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. What? Oh. Okay. All right. I have a message here from Mr. Fountain Frank.
Oh.
Just hand it to me. Let me read it. Hold on a second.
Okay. What's Frank have to say?
See what he has to say here. Frank would like to join the show. He is here to declare the complete and utter victory of the Imperium and B2 coalitions in the North. And he will be making a special presentation live from the deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't know if he Brisc, I don't know about that one.
Right, well, listen, he's coming, so I guess we got to let him say what he wants to say. So,
well,
all right, everybody, here we go. Fountain Frank incoming for a big speech, apparently.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, this is pretty good. Muted. Frank, can't hear you, Frank.
No, I'm not.
No. Okay. Sorry, Frank.
I was just getting started.
That's fair.
Ladies and
Frank,
gentlemen,
hey, Frank.
welcome
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Welcome to my victory speech. Today is the day
Frank,
that we announce the final victory in the North against renting and against fraternity and the rest of the Fart Coalition. The Imperium and B2 has successfully killed every single Keepstar in Pureblind. We did it. We made it happen.
Yeah,
it's a thing. They're all dead.
Yeah,
the war is over. We won.
Frank.
What?
Hey, Frank.
What?
When was the last time you were in X47, Frank? Just real quick question.
I don't know. 2 weeks ago.
Cool. Frank. Hey, I got a second frat Keepstar has anchored in X47, Frank.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, Frank, there's another keep. In fact, they've anchored a lot of stuff in X47, Frank. They're declaring this just a second Pappy victory, Frank. Yeah. I don't know if you not heard or if they didn't. I thought maybe Shines would, text you maybe, or maybe Asher would, have somebody let you know, but they're
so you're saying there's another Keepstar in X47.
And there's another, in fact, Frank, there's a lot of stuff in X47. There's the keep is of course the big one, and they're saying that this is just a wasted effort by goons, and the goons are a paper dragon because they showed up and then they left and they didn't do a whole lot, Frank. So yeah, Frank,
shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, fuck it. Turn this ship around. We're going back. Turn it around. We're going back. I'm done. Fine. We're going back. Fine. Turn it around. Bye. All right, I'm out of here.
Okay.
I got to go plan the next victory run.
Okay.
Bye, kids.
All right. Okay.
I'll be back.
Cool. See. All right. Well, there he goes. He's he gone. He's gone. He's gone. Oh, yep. There he's gone. Okay. Well. Yeah. Oh man, that was awkward. I thought, folks, listen. I'm just a humble worm man. But even I read Reddit, and I thought maybe he had also seen that. And so in you know what? I'm sure he's having Brisc come back. In the meantime, I'm just gonna look at, let's see. So Mark, how does it feel to be Mifune Sword God's new CEO? Fucking great. I love Mifune. I don't know what you guys were all fucking talking about. Mifune is great. He's young, eager, young, dumb, full of, and and Mifune is great. We streamed the other night. Oh, hey, look at that. It's nothing.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yeah, of course, nothing there.
Wow. So I guess Frank kind of fucked up there a little bit.
Yeah, just a little premature.
Frank.
But listen, it happens to a lot of guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I'm going to have to bust his nuts on that one for a while because, Frank doesn't usually make mistakes like that. Yeah, he's usually always 100% correct.
I think he's got busted nuts taken care of. But yeah,
so I have to give him some credit for that one.
Yeah, that was
good.
That was rough. But
in any event,
we're
back.
It's tough, right? It's tough. You spend, it's one of those things where, it's a lot of shared blame, right? It's a lot of shared blame. It's not one group's fault for, coming over, knocking down some structures, immediately leaving, not sticking around to see if they would. Oh, okay. I was worried. I thought it was a knife for a second. Yeah. Anyway, so what else is going on?
No, I think when you think about it, so to talk a little bit seriously about everything that's been going on. Mm-hmm. my conversations with Asher, my conversation with Dark Shines, the things that I've seen from all the coalitions, I mean, it indicates that, yeah, obviously we have moved our supers and capital ships, some of our capital ships out of DO6, but we're still doing a jump clone deployment. Everybody's still up there. I've still got ships there. Everybody else still have ships there. And oddly enough, since we have been leaving, since it was announced that we were leaving, we've gotten more fights out of the bads than we've had in a while. And I'll show you. I mean, this was a fight we had just the other day. This was on Wednesday. Or no, was it Wednesday? It might have been, no, it was Friday. It was yesterday. It was literally yesterday. We got a pretty significant fight, 1,200 people on both sides. I don't know why you're hiding in the ceiling there again, Mark, but I will fix you.
My FPS is going to drop for a second, so I'm logging in so I can go to FTech in. Go ahead. Keep talking.
But it's funny to me that, it took us leaving to get these guys to start showing up for fights again. And that's a great thing. And I'm not complaining because, we like fights, but damn, it's like, we were up there for 6 weeks, and other than these X-47 big fights, we didn't get a lot of stuff, but here was a good one. 715 people on our side, 591 on the bad side. It was a pretty even fight most of the time. I know that we had a couple of things happen that we weren't, really happy about, some bad Sino placements and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, it was a good fight. I have to say I was kind of annoyed because oddly, we were in Munins, which is weird Goons were in APOC navies and Tempest and stuff, but we were in Munins, and I hadn't been in a Munin in forever. But I survived. That was the weirdest thing. There is the Init fleet here.
Wow. I think so.
I consider it a victory for me personally because I didn't die, which is a rare thing in EVE Online these days. I'm usually the first primary, but I wasn't this time, which was nice. But hey, you know what? Look, this is a random day. It was over which was it? I guess it was an Athanor, and the Athanor died. Well, we got a fight out of it, and it was pretty good, and I had fun. So it was funny that it took us leaving and going and moving all the caps out to finally get some fights back in Pure Blonde. So in the meantime, I saw a lot of stuff on Reddit. I saw a lot of complaints. Yeah, there was another fight as well that I wasn't in, so I don't have the battle report ready. But there was a lot of herfing and blurfing from our friends on the Horde side in particular about how this was useless. Nothing happened. I thought you guys were going up to kill renting. Why aren't you still here? Why aren't you pushing into fraternity space? Why aren't you doing all that kind of stuff? And they came after me in particular, saying that I was telling everybody this was a war on renting and that obviously renting is not dead. So you guys must have failed, right? Now, I don't know. I think we have, how many people are watching the show right now? I was 400 something watching the show. We have almost 400 people watching the show. The folks that watch the show every week, the folks that watched any of the Keepstar live streams, heard me say over and over and over again that our goal for this war, at least the immediate goal, was getting rid of all the structures in Pure Blind that belonged to the bad guys, because this was not their space. It was B2 space. This was the whole reason for them coming up. The whole reason why the war started, all the war stuff happened, was B2 versus fraternity for months and months and months and months and months. Fire gets destroyed by the Imperium. Fire moves up north, joins B2, and as a result, Norals calls Gobbins and asks, hey, can I rent your PvPers? I need some more numbers because these guys just got a big influx of Russian time zone and China time zone players, and I'm worried about this war. Gobbins says yes, after, of course, forcing Norals to kick our friend who was messing with their guys.
Brad's attacking the stream.
Is this more reason why this is why I need to have my new computer?
Probably.
It's apparently running a live Eve client while we're doing the show is not going to work. So that sucks.
Yeah. It freaked out on me until I nuked my settings earlier too. So don't feel too bad.
I don't know. Anyway, well, we're back. So I don't know what the last thing you guys heard was, but I said the bottom line was when we came up here, one of the things we said that and I laid out firmly my opinion as a newsman, talking head / line member, that our goal was going to be what our leader said, which is, hey, we're going up to support B2 in this war. We want to kill these 4 keep stars because they are letting the bad guys project power into the space. It was a slap in the face to B2 to have these guys drop these structures, and obviously they think they can defend them, so we're going to go prove them wrong and kill all these structures. So that was part of it. Now, yes, Asher in the big speech when he announced the start of the war did say renting is bad. We don't like renting. And it sucks that Fraternity is trying to push into B2 space to turn it into renting areas. Yeah, and that's 100% true. And we don't like renting. I don't think anybody likes renting. Even the guys that do it don't really like it. They just like the money. But the result was this was never a war about renting. It was never a war about us ending renting as a thing. If anything, the goal was to go up there and kill these structures and push them out of their space. And then at that point, we decide what we would do next. Now, obviously, it's not over, and we're not gone. But yes, we have pulled caps and stuff back because we killed the 4 keep stars. And I think Darkshine's put it pretty well in its weekly newsletter, which I will show you guys. This was the week of April the 21st. Put this out. So, with all 4 hostile keep stars destroyed, we will be changing our approach to how we operate in this war. This is just in it. This is not goons, just in it. Tomorrow, with our Alpha, we'll be moving most assets in DO6 back to Fountain. However, to ensure we are still combat capable in the north. Now that, what was just posted there, made it onto Reddit, okay? The rest of it did not end up on Reddit. So I'm giving you, as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. So, however, to ensure we are still combat capable in the north, we will be deploying jump clones and 2 doctrines suited to large-scale warfare in DO6. This will allow us to participate when fighting kicks off. And then there's, please find a full list of instructions. Killing keep stars in their main time zone under their jammers is something the old Pappy insisted was impossible. Server limitations, lack of jammer control, a fully defended keep star. These are just a few of the excuses that were made by the hostiles. Despite all these disadvantages arrayed against us, we still managed to do the impossible. So please ensure you have your doctrines, etc. This. And then outside of the war, he wants to see, we're not abandoning B2 or leaving the war, we're just adapting how we participate. That's what Shine said. And I think that's fine. And we've had some folks come and I know Miss Amerton made a big stink about, oh, we're coming to Fountain, we're coming to Fountain, we're coming to Fountain. He came to Fountain and got his fleet smart bombed by our Titans yesterday. That was funny. But in the meantime, other than that, we haven't seen a whole hell of a lot of stuff going on other than little bit of, the little types of annoying raids that we normally see when the bads want to come and find some fights. So, hey, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So the war in the north is still going. It's still going. It hasn't ended. Nobody's won. Nobody's lost. I do think, obviously, it's funny that Fraternity immediately drops another keep star in X47. Mark, do you think that kind of hubris is usually what causes people to get mad?
Here, listen, I would say that this kind of response is honestly a slap in the face. A bit of a slap in the face. Because you know what it is it's not just enough for, Frat and P-Horde at this point to say, okay, we get it. X47, Pure Blind, all this business, whatever. Fine. We'll leave it alone. They walked back into X47 like no one had ever been there and been like, yes, nothing has changed. We have plenty of money. This is an inconvenience for us, or barely an inconvenience for us. If I were Imperium leadership, I might take that one personally myself. And one could even argue that it's justification for a much larger engagement with the folks in the north. I'm not saying anything, but I don't know.
I mean, Xanthus and Noir says they're handing us content. I can't argue with that. That's 100% true. And frankly, all it took for us to get some fights out of these guys was to move our supers out of DO6, we should have done that, 3 weeks ago. It's not like we needed them for any of the Keepstar fights because we used them, but we didn't have to.
Right.
So in the end, hey, you know what? I'm ready to go. I'd say let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go fight. But I mean, the problem is the biggest issue that I have, and I think it is abundantly apparent, is the minute the Imperium, and that's In It and Goons and B2, all of us, take them seriously and say, all right, we're going to make this a serious thing, they go turtle up and hide. But the minute we back off and say, all right, well, we're not really here. We're just going to do a jump clone deployment. We're not going to do death clones. We're not going to move supers. We're not going to have Titans up here. We're not going to push into these areas, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, like kicking over that ossified piece of dog shit on the ground, all the little bugs start coming out and boom, there they are. It's just funny.
My response to that, Brisc, because that's a compelling point that you've made. And it is, I think, easy to see this as kind of a frustrating back and forth, right? Because you're right. If you commit resources, you commit time, you commit money, you commit supers, then yes, they will, like a turtle, retreat back into the shell. And then, you have to deal with that. But one might argue, one being me, making the argument right now, that, and to make it too graphic a metaphor, but one might argue that if you wanted to get to a turtle that has retreated inside of its shell, then you should break the shell.
The turtle is flipped over and it's baking in the sun, and it won't be okay unless you help it. But you're not helping, Mark. Why aren't you helping?
That's true. I'm not helping. I'm not helping because I'm busy. I have my own. Listen, Brisc, I have my own objectives in nullsec currently.
Oh, I know. We're going to get to that in a minute.
I can't be bothered.
We're going to get to that in a minute.
War in the north.
We're going to get to that in a minute. Laszlo, thank you for getting that reference. I appreciate it. So the only other big news that I really wanted to talk about, besides we can herp blurfs for the rest of the time and talk more about fraternity and everything. But again, I would like to say thank you to Asher and Darkshines for not wasting my time on a deployment where the bad guys aren't going to show up and all we're going to end up doing is structure bashing and gate camping. So thank you. We've gotten more good fights in the last week than we had the previous 4. After the 2 big fights in X47, and the other Keepstar fights, these guys weren't showing up. So now we're getting fights again. Hey, this is great. So thank you. Mark.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the map of New Eden.
Yes,
yesterday.
It's a fine map. It's a great map.
I was looking at this map of New Eden, and if you see the map of New Eden, there's all kinds of different systems here.
Correct.
And of course, wormhole space is not on this map because, this is just K-space. That's the part of the space that we live in. And then you see on here this is all like low sec and high sec and stuff. Yeah. But then there's this place down here in the south. It's called Wicked Creek. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Wicked Creek?
Wicked Creek is, I'll tell you, Brisc, Wicked Creek is the battlefield of champions. Really. Some have said
Is that it? Is that it?
People are saying that. People are saying that. Battlefield of champions.
Battlefield.
Only the hardened
champions go
to seek glory, riches, legacy. Many have said that. Legacy,
little L, of course.
Legacy. No, well, yeah, that's true. Yes, legacy, little L. Legacy, little L, definitely.
Now, if you look at the map here, if you guys recall,
yeah.
So Impasse, Faith, Omes, Tenerifis, Deterid, and all the way almost up all this way.
Yeah.
All of this stuff was previously Fire Coalition territory.
Bastards,
and it got glassed by the combined efforts of Init and PanFam.
Yeah.
And mainly Horde and Init, but also, some of the Imperium was there, showed up for at the end. And then, of course, we had, you always get your hangers on at PL and NC. Wherever Horde goes. They're like the little, little lanternfish. What do they call those? The ones that...
the little anglerfish.
Yeah, the ones that are up there, that follow along in the sharks and stuff. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So they got those. But I was looking at this map of Wicked Creek, and I noticed, so you can see in here, it's pretty crazy. You've got some remnants up here of fire. XIX is still up top. You've got all these other random groups that are here that have taken space. That's all in here. And then I was looking, and there's a system here.
Yeah.
GGE Tech 5Q.
Yes.
Now, Look at this. Look at this. This is pretty crazy. I was looking at the map and I said, wow, that turbo name looks really familiar. I think I've seen that before. I might have been staring at it. And then I pulled up the information on it and what is this?
Yes.
What the fuck is this?
What you are seeing here
Turbo
is
feed or glory of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yes. The beginning of my illustrious rental empire. That's right, nullsecers. I too now am a nullsec landlord. I am the executor of a Sov holding alliance. It was easy. I swept into your lands, your bountiful nullsec, and I conquered territory like it was nothing. It took me zero effort because I had no idea it was happening when it was happening. One of my directors, as a prank on me, decided the other day to, by the other day, I suppose I mean several months ago when he first started planning this, he decided to go out to, again, the land of Wicked Creek, where only champions survive.
Only champions survive.
Only champions survive.
That's why fire is gone.
Which is why fire is gone. Yes, we're not champions. They went out to, some of my friends went out to Wicked Creek to establish the beginning of the Turbo Feeder Glory Nullsec Rental Empire, which will fill my coffers so full of cash money. I'm learning from the greatest in the business right now. I'm learning from Norris. I'm learning from
Lady Scarlet.
Sure, Lady Scarlet. Lady Scarlet. I say a lot of things about Lady Scarlet. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. One of my directors, primarily, and I want to name him specifically to I wouldn't say thanks is maybe the word. I probably would not be thanking him because of the fallout of what happened regarding this. But we have a director, one of my directors, Dracon Chasteau is his name. Drac.
I've heard of Drac.
You have. Drac actually used to be a goon.
I've heard of Drac. The last thing that I heard of Drac was that Drac had 6 functioning brain cells. 4 of which were not working and 2 of which were only for jacking off. That's what I heard. I think someone told me that.
That is correct. That is an accurate thing to say. It was me who said it. I said it live on INN just the other night, which was fun. Drac used to be in Goons. He had a Titan pilot named Zurin. My leg hair is what his, I guess is my leg hair. Yeah, my leg hair. Whatever. Zurim was his name, and he left Goons some time ago. To explore the bountiful land of wormhole space, and now he's back out in Nullsec, causing a bit of a ruckus. So yes, we have taken Sov. It was unintentional Sov, but it's Sov nonetheless. We did take it. We are preparing. We are accepting applications now for folks who want to come out and rent from us in our again, the very bountiful and rich lands of Wicked Creek. In fact, we're planning 2 things. Brisc, I just sent you an image a moment ago in Discord. I'm going to need you to put it up here shortly. So we're planning on taking another system, the one right next to GGE TAC. We will be taking that system as well. And we're going to establish I'm hearing it's called an Ansiblex network, is what we'll be establishing between the 2 far ends of our rental empire. Which is, it is important as a Sov holding nullsecker that we protect these Ansiblexes, this Ansiblex network I'm now going to be rolling out. So as
this is a live shot of the Ansiblex network as it will look.
That's true.
When they're finished with it.
As a result, I will be changing my policy with regards to the Ansiblexes and as I represent them on the CSM. I now am an Ansiblex stan.
Thank you.
I will be standing the Ansiblexes. So yes, I'm a nullsec landlord now. It was a long time coming. Really, my friends in TD Sin years ago, during the CSM term of my dear friend Exuki's,
our boy Exuki.
They did after some time become chummy with the nullsecers. I myself have decided to go a different route. And instead of becoming chummy with the Nullseekers, I will make them bend the knee to me, the Lord of Wicked Creek. From my seat at GGE TAC, we will dominate that region and reap its bounty.
I love it.
So yes, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging. I
do have to say, I did appreciate the fact that your iHub's already reinforced. That didn't take very long.
Yes, it did not take very long at all. Not even a little bit of time, honestly. It happened, I'm pretty sure, yesterday afternoon. We will have to find a way, I'm sure, to defend our whole. My understanding was that whenever iHubs got reinforced, supers would appear on grid and just kind of, clear everything out.
Is that it? Is that how it works?
That has not been my experience so far. I have not really seen a whole lot of that, which is a little disappointing personally. But there's still time. There's still time. There may be time for the supers to still show up and do their thing. Now, for those of you who are asking or suggesting that the Imperium or Init or somebody should go and evict these filthy crabbing wormholers from Nullsec, you have to remember the terms of the Southern Agreement. That is true. Do not allow us to take any space down there or do anything. You can't touch me. Asher's strong, thick, hairy arms are wrapped around me like a protective vest. And you goons and your supposed strength can't fucking touch me, dude. Come get some. Listen, I'll cut you off a break. I understand this could be troubling for you to see somebody of my caliber of thick chest sitting here before you and mocking your space. And I understand that can be frustrating. Trust me, I get it. I've heard plenty before. But listen, I'll cut you a deal. For every goon who wants to come out to Wicked Creek and participate in the next evolution of Nullsec Rental Empire and have money generated for me like I'd never imagined, then I will give you, let's say, 3.5% off on your first month's rent. Me doing this for you. So come on, goons. Come on over.
That sounds like a good deal. I don't know.
Together. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a great deal.
It's a good deal.
There you go.
We'll see. I understand that that now that you guys are in Nullsec Alliance, that means I'm the only wormhole CSM left on the CSM now.
I have heard that. In fact, I had to turn in my wormhole card the other day. But they were understanding.
Sucks to be me again.
They were reasonable about this thing that we've done. They only burned 4 crosses in my yard. Thought it might be 6. So the wormholers are being very reasonable about this. And isn't Wormhole Wicked Creek the South Bronx of Eve? Wicked Creek is like the
it's more like the Brooklyn of Eve, right? It's gentrifying now that
you
guys are
gentrified. We're there now. We're going to clean the place up. There's still a lot of fire schmutz kind of around. We're gonna have to clear a lot of that out. But yeah, I welcome all comers, all people of all shapes and sizes and backgrounds to come out to Wicked Creek and really enjoy what it's like to live under the bounty of a true, magnanimous, very humble rental landlord myself. So
there you go. I love it. So obviously it's fun. We had a little fun with Marky Mark here now that he is a filthy nullseeker like the rest of us. I have noticed that there has been a slight tick up in the amount of complaining about Ansiblexes again.
Yeah, very strange. Very strange. I cannot say anything about the Ansiblex issue, as everybody well understands. I am an Ansiblex stan. I stay Ansiblex myself. And I want to defend them. I mean, I will say though, and this is true. Speaking as a solve holding executor, I'm not sure I personally see the need for Ansiblexes. I mean, they're lovely to have. Don't get me wrong, lovely to have. I don't know if I see the need, because I hear so much about how we need Ansiblexes to get from one side of our solve to the other side of our SOV, and it takes so long to get across our SOV. Friends, I visited my holdings in GGE TAC the other day, and I'll tell you, I crossed my SOV in a leopard in seconds. So maybe that's the answer. maybe here's an idea. Nullsecers, listen to me. Here's an idea. I'm teaching you this as a wormholer, because I am a wormholer, by the way. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to help you. Okay, this is me offering you something that you do not have currently. I'm going to teach you that if you want to cross your space, some PL goon just tried to smart bomb me coming into FTech in. What a bastard.
You can expect that, yes. Not everybody is going to be nice and accept that we're doing a...
Thankfully, I'm in a Nicky jersey, so I'm a gangster. Anyway,
good.
I'm going to teach you the way, if you want to cross your space quickly, use a leopard. It took me seconds to cross my space in a leopard. You don't need Ansiblexes. Just get leopards.
That's it.
So they're like 200 mil. It's not that much money. Just
get leopards so that you can get smart bombed like you almost just were.
I was, but
while you're running around.
Very important. I wasn't a Nicky Tursa, so not a problem.
You're okay. You're all right.
Anyway.
So the guys are bitching about Ansiblexes again, and I think it's funny because for those of us in nullsec who spend a lot of time in nullsec, obviously Ansiblexes are a great thing. We love them for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is it gives everybody something to meme about when they actually do something. And I have to say, I was laughing my ass off at our dear friend Sandrin Stone. He came up with this very amusing meme that he did the other day, where he's talking about, obviously we've got King Charles on the left and stealing the poor brave guy's wheelchair wheel. Mm-hmm. And about how they killed an Ansiblex in QTech 5. See, without Ansiblexes, we can't get this kind of highbrow,
that's true,
super funny humor from the guys that spent most of their time hiding when all of their stuff was dying and only came out to easy to ref structures when we were all gone. If we didn't have Ansiblexes, where would we get this amazing content? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Right? Come on. Now,
yeah.
It's hard to be too completely sarcastic when we're dealing with Sandrin sometimes, because he gets salty with his stuff. But I think the bottom line is we like Ansiblexes. Ansiblexes are great. I don't have a problem with them. And somebody had challenged me on Reddit to say, Brisc, you need to say whether you're okay with it. I'm like, have you ever heard me talk about this in the past? Because if I have said it once, I have said it 10,000 times. I will fight every single day to stop the small gangers and everybody else from convincing CCP to do stupid things to Ansiblex jump gates, just because those small gang guys are not getting the daily frags handed up to them on a platter that they always demand with no effort. And God forbid those of us in nullsec who have the time and the energy and the team of logisticians that it takes to operate and maintain a large jump gate network, God forbid we do that and use that to move around our space faster. Sorry.
I have to be very careful about how I talk about this, because there is going to come a point at some point where I do need to get reelected. So all I can say is at this moment, currently, I do support the existence of Ansiblexes until such time as I can anchor one in my home of GGE TAC. And then after that, we'll just kind of play it by ear, easy. So
at some point, and I think we'll probably wait until the CSM election, and you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but I am positive, I am sure that there will be some small gang guys running for CSM again. They run every year, and that they will have their normal standard nerf Ansiblexes, limit the number you can drop, make them give fatigue, and all of the other horribly, awfully bad ideas that will result in people not playing this game or not logging in or not going into space and not doing things. that they're going to put those ideas out. And at some point, I do feel like it is probably worth it for me to take one meta show and invite those guys on and do my best to debate them without shouting them down or cutting them off, and try to explain to them in front of a live audience why their ideas are bad and they should feel bad. So we might do that. That might be a thing.
That would be so interesting.
And you don't have to be there for that, because I know you don't want to. You want to walk the middle line on the Ansiblex issue, which is fair. Now that you are a nullsec sov holder,
I'm that race of centrists from Futurama. I have no strong opinion one way or the other.
I have just received information, Mark, that you are in trouble.
With whom?
You are in trouble because there is a new group that has just been formed that is coming for your SOV in GG Tech.
Was that so?
It's coming. They are coming.
And who?
Pull it up. I will show you on the screen. This is the group that's coming. Turbo Beard to Glory. Short name.
Jesus Christ.
Beard. Beers and Beards is the name of the group. Here we go.
Insane.
Turbo Beard to Glory. Coming.
How was the... Wait a second.
Coming
That's
for that
impossible.
booty.
How was the ticker Beard not used before now?
Right? I have no idea.
That's insane. I feel
that's
nuts. I felt
that
way about the Turbo ticker too. Because I did not realize that you like I thought that old tickers were like you could when we went for Turbo, I did not think it was going to be available, and then it was, which was great. But Beard feels like an obvious one.
You'd think that somebody would have taken that before. Hell, just even if it's just like a Ted Lasso fan, somebody would have taken Beard. I would think.
You would think
but
so.
No,
and we would be wrong.
Out there. That's good.
We would be wrong for thinking
that's
that.
It. So, now they're coming for you.
You know,
Turbo Beard
listen,
to Glory.
I would not be a powerful, strong, attractive, rich, wormhole nullsec CSM landlord if I did not invite the challenges of lesser groups. So yes, please come enjoy, your time spent, whatever you call it, with the thing we do with structures. I don't remember what it's called. That one, when you do the thing with the structures, that thing.
There you go.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the time you spend doing that. It'll be great for you. I'm sure you'll have many fine memories. But remember, at the end of the day, I'm your daddy.
Oh, here we go. That's it.
So.
This is the kind of shit talk that gets people into trouble, Mark. You should know this.
That's true. That's true. And recently, there was actually just the other day. I'm now just remembering this because I did die during this event. A case-based group did evict a group from a wormhole. Granted, that case.
You mean besides us doing that to Hard Knocks?
That was old news. Okay, come on, Grandpa.
That is old news. Yes.
This is recent news. It was Spectre Fleet did evict, and granted, the wormhole group that got evicted was actually get off my lawn. So.
Lawn got evicted by...
Lawn did get evicted by Spectre Fleet.
By Spectre Fleet, wow.
Yes, evicted from their C2 high sec static.
That sounds like a slap fight for the ages.
So my group, actually, me and some friends showed up to third party on that event. Hang on a second. CCP Zealous is talking shit about me and local. Consume my entire ass, sir. Thank you.
Now I got to see this.
He
is.
I'm in FTAC in. Are you over here?
Oh, I'm right here. I'm in here too.
Oh shit! Come find me.
Go. We're live. How do you think I got the live background?
Oh shit! You're right. We are live. Look at that.
So, while we were talking, we've been talking about Mark and his joining the nullsec tribe, but that's not the only bit of blatant, bare-chested hypocrisy that we have seen from our dear friend Mark Resurrectus this week. Let me show you something else. Now, for those of you who know Mark as well as I do, you know one thing he hates more than anything else.
Oh, fuck me.
Anything else on the planet.
Oh, God damn it.
is the Paladin. They are the ship type he hates more than anything else. He hates it more than shirts. He hates them more than pants. He hates it more than hair. He hates it more than nullsec. He hates Paladins. This is his thing.
So much.
He can't stand it.
So much. Cannot stand it.
So look at this. Look at this. We have this little fight between Singularity Syndicate and Turbo Feeder Glory, our latest nullsec landlords. And look at the what the fuck is this?
Yep.
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Mark.
Listen, and
not just one, you have like a bunch of alts.
I had three. That is true. I lost one.
You lost one. Milo.
I lost one. Milo died. He got bumped off the hole and was not able to get back in time. He had a rough go of it. Listen, we were expecting well, it's kind of a tricky situation, really, because oh yeah, hey, look, it's Mifune. Let's talk about Mifune being there instead of me flying.
Before we talk about Mifune joining Turbo Feeder Glory, we need to talk about you and your complete and blatant and utter and bare-chested, hairy-ass hypocrisy of hating Paladins, but now you're the chosen one. You're not supposed to join them.
We needed DPS.
You needed
badly.
DPS, so of course you
DPS.
turned to the dark side.
We did turn to the dark side. Now, I will say my Paladins, if you look, very low damage dealt across the board compared to the real superstar of that fight, which was again Drac, the same turbo director who is working currently to establish our illustrious nullsec renal empire,
and is handing out your Jita pipes to anyone.
Correct. He was in the Revelation. I'm pretty sure that tune used to be a goon as well. I'm not positive about that, but either way, we did have to make some decisions going into that fight that were tough. They were tough decisions. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's it.
I'm not proud of what I did.
So what I'm hearing from you now is you're the wormholer who now owns Sovereign Nullsec.
True.
You are the purist who hates Marauders, especially Paladins, and now is flying them. It's only a matter of time until I catch you in a fucking Rorqual.
I'm basically
mining a moon.
Really, if you think about it, I'm basically Horde. I've got a fleet of Paladins. I own Sov somewhere in the east. I'm full of shit. I'm basically Horde.
Yeah. You're going to start wearing shirts and pants and things.
Let's not get
It's going to be unbelievable.
I will tell you the truth. I did consider before today. I did consider just putting on a shirt. I live in the southeast of the United States, also Eve Online, and it is, boy howdy, it is humid today. So I'm feeling it. It's rough for me beneath this steely exterior. You all can't see this, but beneath the steely exterior is a man just absolutely dying to take off this bathrobe. So whenever you want to call this one here Brisky, it's all good there, brother. That's
it.
Yeah.
Now, so on the Marauder thing, because that's another interesting thing. On a slightly serious note, I think the two things that we hear more often than not from, in particular, the small gang guys, but just a lot of people sometimes will come out with this. They don't like Ansiblexes, and they don't like Marauders. And they don't like the Paladin in particular. They think the Paladin is way overpowered. And I know I fly a Vargur. That's my Marauder of choice when I'm out maraudering, which is rare, but I do it. This is a common refrain. We commonly hear we should nerf this type of ship. We should nerf that type of ship. Now, my response to that has always been, we need people in space. Why are you suggesting that we nerf ships that people like that are popular?
My argument is, and always has been, that I don't care that the Marauders are good. I don't mind they're good. What bothers me is they're good at everything. Let me put it to you like this. There's not a ship in the game that has a higher, just straight up max DPS number outside of a Doomsday. And maybe there's not another non-super that has a higher straight up DPS number than the Zernitra, which
But
as everybody
that's
knows,
the point, isn't it?
Right. But the Zernitra can't do a lot of things. Zernitras cannot
Track
kill
anything.
That's
smaller than a keep star.
It needs a lot of support if you want to make it do anything other than shoot structures. The Paladin, especially, just kind of by the nature of what it is, and the Vargas as well, and the Golem a little bit too. Not so much the Kronos, bless its heart. It does try, but it's not that good. Those are all things where they do a lot of things too well. Some might argue, I have argued, they do a lot of things very well. Now, if they just did a handful of things super well, cool. Then that puts them in line with basically everything else. Yes, McNair makes a great point. You can siege on a keep and a Zern, and if you bump it, it'll miss. I think even if a strong breeze blows by, a
space breeze,
a
solar wind, for instance.
This is not a joke. I was in my Zernitra one time during an eviction, and I was sitting like 100 kilometers away from a group of caps that we were shooting, and I was out of range of the primary. And so I was the only Zern on grid, and there was a Dominix in range of me. And I was, had max range ammo. I had a range script in my tracking computer, and so I could hit him. And I locked up the Dominix. Took me a couple seconds, locked up the Dominix, and he wasn't moving. I wasn't moving. At zero, both of us. My first shot volleyed him into low hull. And then between the first volley and the second volley, in the video, it looks like maybe another Dominix next to him kind of brushes up against him. He picks up a tiny amount of speed. The transversal goes up to like 3, and I miss him on the next shot. So
bingo.
That's the argument I'm trying to make. The Zernitra is great for what it is. It does not do everything well. The Roke is great if you want to hit somebody from way the fuck off in bumfuck Egypt or wherever. The Roke is great for that. The Abaddon is great if you want something with 400,000 hit points to just kind of sit on grid and hopefully not use its capacitor, because the capacitor is bad. The TFI is great if you want a lot of volley, right? Like these all have great applications within certain fields. The problem is Marauders in their current iteration do everything so well.
Foxfire says they don't do mining well, so you're full of shit.
You know what?
And I think he's right.
I see this point. I'm wrong. In fact, they probably need to be buffed. So
right.
I'm going to go back and tell
better mining capabilities.
Better mining capabilities. I will be telling CCP to please buff our paladins. Mining specs. How they missed that? Right. In fact, I think they need mining cargo holds too. So
there you go. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I understand the complaint that they are too good at everything. I think that they're supposed to be. I mean, the bottom line is they are the apex predator subcap. They're supposed to be the top subcap. Short of getting into a capital ship, you get into a Marauder, you're supposed to be able to do high DPS, tank a hell of a lot of stuff, be able to PvP, be able to PvE. It's a little mini cap. And that's what it's there for. And people like them, and they're fun. If there's an issue, what I hope happens is that CCP is willing to iterate on whatever they do to Marauders and not just slap them in the dick over and over again until nobody uses them again, like they didn't for the last 4 or 5 years. It wasn't until they made the Bastion changes and they made the other changes to the way that they were able to tank themselves that people started using them again. And it's not like they don't die. We see them dying all the time. It's not like they can't be killed. Now, yes, it's hard for a small gang to take on 1 or 2. I know last night I died in a Kestrel to a Vargar because we had a small gate camp in Torinos, or in an EC Tech next door to Torinos. And the guys warped in 2 Marauders, and we stayed on grid because we were trying to kill a Praxis, and we got mostly hull, but he was hull tanked. And the guy picked us off one by one until we were all dead. And that's fine. It's a Kestrel. It's 7 million ISK. Who gives a shit? But I'm not sitting there saying, man, we should fucking nerf these things because this guy killed me. Because that's just not That's dumb.
I
have a Varga too.
My biggest argument, and this is going to come as a surprise to nobody, is just if we ever see anything that is so wildly overused, like the Marauder is currently. I mean, we did it with the Munin, right? The Munin was way overused in its time, and it was the default option, just because it was the meta. There was not a second choice that was equal to the Munin in the space that it occupied. The same thing has happened with Marauders, especially with Paladins.
Has it? Because I feel like other than the Chronos, a lot of people use Golems, a lot of people use Paladins, a lot of people use Vargers. So there's plenty of, I mean, there's at least interplay within the Marauder meta. Back when Munins were number one, that was it. You were flying Munins. And if you tried to fly anything else, and it tried to fly Ishtars, we got mocked. We still fly Zealots, or Zealots, as the Brits call them, and they get yelled at. We get yelled at. Although it was funny, the fight the other day, we were in Zealots, and Horde and the guys were in, or we were in Munins, and Horde and the guys were in Zealots. It was like the opposite of what normally happens. I thought that was kind of funny. But normally, other than that, you didn't see any other hacks. People weren't flying Serb fleets for the longest time. The Serb used to be like the apex ship, the best hack. Everybody used Serbs, and because of that, they got nerfed into the dirt. And then it became Munins, and it was Munins Online for like 3 years. And then now they changed them and made them a missile ship and stuff, and it's different. But I don't feel like, I know that Horde uses Paladins, but I feel like everybody that's doing solo stuff is using Vargers. Everybody's PvEing is using Golems. There's different ships being used, and I mean, I guess some people are using Chronos, but not me. I'm not a blaster guy. But it's just,
I think in the PvP meta, they are probably overtuned. The PvE meta is my biggest concern, because and you know, we have seen a huge swing towards Paladins and away from Dreads in the high class PvE meta, and that's tough. I mean, because for a lot of different reasons. One, because we've, you know, the MER has gone kind of nuts. Angry Mustache sits up at night sweating about how horrible the next month's MER is going to look because of how many people are crabbing now in Marauders. But the other thing too is, if there are more Marauders,
I think that's a good thing. I'm not going to complain. I'm not, let it look good.
But Dreads are a lot more fun. They're a lot more fun to hunt. They're more fun to fly. I just want more Dreads. I want Dreads to be better.
Hey, you know what? That's great. We got to go out there and start talking about why we need to fix industry so that people can make Dreads cheaper, and then more people.
I would like that.
But
I would like that. Hey, speaking of which, this is probably a bad opportunity to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because fuck it.
Go right ahead.
I've got too many Zernitras and I'm selling one. If you want to buy it from me, hit me up. It's a great Zern. I sat in it one time, so my ass aura is still in the seat, so could be yours. Hit me up in game, Mark Resurrectus. Come buy my shit.
All right.
A weird ad, but fuck it, whatever. I don't care.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Arenda says, but it's not good because it's a consistent increase in its supply and decrease in its velocity. Okay, well, look, my goal is I like looking at the number of people playing. We got 24,000 folks online right now, which is not bad for a Saturday afternoon.
Not too bad.
We're up from the doldrums of last year. I think the Faction Warfare update was a pretty good one, but in the end,
was so bad.
A lot of this stuff will come down to, what CCP does in the next year or so, and if we can try to get the numbers up. So we will see. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 5 o'clock. We have exhausted our time for this week. I want to remind everyone, next Saturday is May the 6th, 2023. The game that we all love was born on May the 6th, 2003. Next Saturday is EVE Online's official 20th birthday.
Oh, holy shit.
We have made it 20 years.
You want to get champagne?
Well, the game's almost old enough to drink in the United States. I guess it can in the UK.
That is true.
So that's not too bad. So guys, next week is a pretty big deal. So we're going to have some fun with it next week. We have a couple of guest ideas we are working on actively that we hope you guys will tune in and see. If they don't happen, fine. We'll still talk about it. We're going to go over the last 20 years of EVE Online. But the reality is, you people showing up every week, playing this game, hanging out with us, watching these shows, have made EVE Online a thing that has persisted for 20 years. Not many MMOs can say that. And certainly a community like ours, which is so much beyond any video game I've ever played. It's pretty amazing. So pat yourself on the back. And also, as a reminder, every player who has an Omega account on May the 6th of this year, their name will get added to the expanded EVE monument in Reykjavik. So make sure, even if you don't want to, if you don't care, you can use the 3-day Plex package if you want to just Plex it for that weekend to get your name on the plaque. They are capturing all the names on Saturday of next week. Make sure you go ahead and do that and join us. I've actually went ahead and Mrs. Brisc yelled at me, but her Mrs. Brisc character, I plexed her account, so now she is going to be on the monument, which is nice.
Sick.
So it's going to be pretty cool. So what does CCP have planned between now and the end? I don't know. We'll see. But I expect that this year's Fan Fest in September, which will be the 20th anniversary Fan Fest, should be pretty cool. And I know that they're going to be doing login campaigns and Capsuleer Day stuff and a lot of the stuff that they normally do. We'll see, I'm sure, more of that this week. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This has been the Meta Show for April the 29th, 2023, John Bellicose Day. I am Brisc Rubal, joined alongside my dear friend Mark Resurrectus, our newestly nullsecker in EVE Online. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week. You stay classy, New Eden.